Raise the curtain and welcome to Vanity Fair. The heroine of our tale is, alas, no better than she should be. As she moves among glittering scenes of high life, love-making, intrigue and warfare, she will not always be seen in the most flattering of lights, nor will she always be happy. But what can you expect? After all, this is Vanity Fair. For which of us is happy in this world? Which of us has his desire? Or having it, is satisfied? But enough. The puppets are out of the box.
It's the Sedley coach for Miss Amelia, sister. Oh, and look, the coachman has a new red waistcoat.
Come away from the window, please, Miss Jemima. It's vulgar to stare.
The 19th century is still in its teens. A fine coach and horses drives up to the great iron gate of Miss Pinkerton's Academy for Young Ladies on Chiswick Mall, London.
Now, have you completed all the necessary preparations incident to Miss Sedley's departure, including her account?
Oh, yes.
Very well. Then reach me down a copy of Johnson's dictionary.
Yes, sister. There you are. One for Miss Amelia Sedley and one for Becky Sharp.
What did you say?
One for Becky Sharp? Well, she's going too.
The great Dr. Johnson did not hallow the reputation of this school by a visit. For his great work to be lavished upon the likes of Becky Sharp. Replace the dictionary at once.
But, sister, everyone gets one and they only cost 2 and 9pence and Becky would be so...
Enough! Send Miss Sedley to me at once.
Oh, dear. I shall miss everybody so much, Miss Pinkerton.
Not nearly as much as they will miss you, my dear Miss Sedley. If I may quote from the letter I have written to your dear mother. After her 6 years' residence at the Mall, I have the honour and happiness of presenting Miss Amelia Sedley to her parents. Those virtues which characterise the young English gentlewoman will not be found wanting in the amiable Miss Sedley, whose delightful sweetness of temper endears her to everyone she meets.
I don't know what to say.
Miss Sharp accompanies you, I believe.
Dear Becky, my best friend.
May I also draw your attention to my postscript? It is particularly requested that Miss Sharp's stay with you in Russell Square may not exceed 10 days. The family of distinction by whom she has been engaged as governess desire to avail themselves of her services as soon as possible.
Poor Becky. So short a time before she is thrown upon the world.
The sooner the better, in my opinion. Miss Sharp.
Oui, mademoiselle. Je viens vous faire mes adieux.
Just so. I do hope that as you go to make your way in the world, you will remember the helping hand we gave to you in your hour of need when your father, how can one say this, finally succumbed to his excessive taste for alcoholic refreshment. A fine art teacher in his time, but a terrible warning. I hope you will always remember that we took you in as an orphan.
As a matter of fact, Miss Pinkerton, I think you are beholden to me. Where else would you have found a teacher of French, drawing and singing for your pupils who cost you so little and for whom you could charge the parents so much?
Miss Sharp!
I owe my father a great deal more than I owe you. You and I have always hated each other. Now I have a situation to go to. I cannot wait to leave.
Miss Sharp, I fear for your future.
Mademoiselle Pinkerton, cela m'est parfaitement égal. Where is she?
At the Academy, Miss Sedley has 12 intimate and bosom friends out of the 24 young ladies. So Becky has to wait in the coach during the tearful leave-takings. But finally, Amelia appears.
Goodbye, dear friends. Goodbye.
Stop! Stop! Amelia, here's some sandwiches for you. And Becky Sharp, here's a book for you. Johnson's dictionary, you know. You can't leave without that. Goodbye. God bless you both.
Oh, kind of Miss Jemima to give you the dictionary too.
As far as I'm concerned, she can have it back. Thank God I'm out of Chiswick.
But how could you?
Amelia, I hate the whole place. I've been made to talk French to the missus until I grew sick of it. My only consolation was that Miss Pinkerton didn't understand a word and was too proud to confess it. I'm sure that's what made her part with me. So thank heavens for French. I'm free to make my own life. Vive la France! Vive l'Empereur! Vive Napoleon Bonaparte!
Rebecca, for shame! How can you? How can you have such wicked, revengeful thoughts?
Oh, revenge may be wicked, but it's natural. After all, my dear, I'm no angel. I can't afford to be. Like Napoleon, I will make the most of every opportunity. Vive Bonaparte! Vive la France! Vive l'Empereur!
And indeed, Miss Rebecca is no angel. But how could she be? Her long-dead French mother was a ballet dancer. If she ever has to be mentioned, Becky always implies that the Entrechats were a noble family from Gascony. Becky's father had, of course, climaxed a career of artistic failure and domestic violence by drinking himself to death. Gentle, sweet Miss Amelia, meanwhile, is the daughter of doting parents, and her father is a successful city stockbroker.
So, that's my piano. I think you've seen everything now.
My dear Amelia, you are truly fortunate. Everything is so comfortable and so delightful. Where did those two magnificent cashmere shawls come from?
Oh, they're presents from my brother Joss. He brought them back from India.
A brother? Oh, how you must love him.
Rebecca, really? I hardly know him. I was only 5 years old when he went away to India. He's only come back now because he's got a liver complaint and has to take the cure.
So is your sister-in-law a nice, pretty woman?
La! Joseph is not married.
Not married?
Not at all.
Well, well.
No wonder Miss Sharp eagerly awaits the appearance of the long-lost brother who lodges elsewhere, as befits his station.
Emmy!
Joseph!
My, how you've grown. It's been years.
May I introduce you to my friend, Miss Rebecca Sharp?
How do you do, Mr. Sedley?
How do you do? Abominably cold weather, don't you think?
Joseph, it's the middle of summer.
Then I suppose if you're used to more exotic climes...
Mr. Joseph Sedley is a very stout, puffy man with several immense neckcloths that rise almost to his nose. But Miss Rebecca Sharp is determined to be enchanted.
Your sister tells me that you work for the East India Company, Mr. Sedley.
Yes, I'm in the civil service. In fact, I'm the collector for Bogley Wallah. It's an extremely responsible job.
No doubt. They do say all Indian nabobs are enormously rich.
Well, I suppose I am comfortable enough financially, but... You like the shawls, Emmy?
Oh, yes, thank you so much. They're beautiful, aren't they, Rebecca?
Oh, heavenly. You have remarkable taste, Mr. Sedley.
Thank you.
One can see it at once in your elegant attire.
You think so?
I do believe you're making Joseph blush.
Well, I do flatter myself I have managed to keep up with the fashion, despite my time in Bogley Wallah. My tailor dresses many of the finest bucks in town.
Amelia, you didn't tell me how handsome he was.
You think so? I'll tell you.
Oh, darling, not for worlds.
In her young mind, Rebecca is already visiting the Grand Mogul, mounted on an elephant, arrayed in an infinity of shawls, turbans, and diamond necklaces.
Are you staying to dine with us tonight, Joseph?
I'm sure you must have some wonderful stories about India to tell.
Well...
Suitable, that is, for the ears of young ladies such as ourselves.
Well, of course, but unfortunately not tonight. I really ought to be going. I have my toilette to attend to, and I don't wish to be late. Goodbye, Amelia. Goodbye, Miss Sharp.
Miss Rebecca is aware that she may well have overplayed her hand. But remember, she is still but 19, although learning fast.
I think I may have frightened him away.
I don't think he met many young ladies out in India.
So, will we see him again while I am here?
I very much hope so. You see, Joseph made a promise to me when I was a little girl that he would take me to the Vauxhall Gardens for a treat when I was grown up. And now, while you are with us, will be the ideal time.
Vauxhall Gardens? How delightful! But will your parents...
I'm sure they will approve, so long as we have a gentleman apiece.
So, who is your beau to be?
Oh, yes, I shall invite George.
George?
Yes, George Osborne. He's an old friend of the family and father's godson. My father's financial advice helped to give George's father his start in business. So George and I have known each other since childhood. He's in the military, but it's always been thought...
So you're engaged. Amelia, how delicious!
Oh, Becky, you will push things on so.
But do you like him?
He's very handsome, with the most beautiful whiskers.
And you intend to marry him?
Oh, well, Becky!
However, on the night chosen to visit Vauxhall, a thunderstorm came on, and the four young people had, perforce, to remain at home.
Tell me, Joss, do you remember coming down in a gig to Dr. Swishtail's academy to see me before you went to India and giving me half a guinea and a pat on the head?
I've quite forgotten, George.
Well, I haven't. You know, I always had an idea that you were at least 7 foot high, and I'm quite astonished at your return from India to find you no taller than myself.
How good of Mr. Sedley to go to your school and give you the money.
It was nothing.
Miss Sharp, I hear from Amelia that you're an artist. You must make a grand historical picture of the incident.
Don't tease Becky, George.
The fact is, nothing would please me more than to sketch you all, particularly Mr. Joseph, who is so elegant. You've been so kind to me, but I shan't have time to do it here. I'll do it when I have gone.
Oh dear. Poor Becky.
Partings are such sad things.
Come. Things are taking too gloomy a turn for a convivial evening. Amelia, Miss Sedley, let us have some music.
Yes, of course, George. Mr. Osborne, perhaps you'll turn the pages for me?
Willingly.
It's what both families have always wanted since they were children. And why not? George Osborne is a capital fellow.
And your sister the dearest creature in the world. How fortunate they are to have found one another.
Dear Miss Sharp, forgive me, but that green silk purse you are knitting, might I inquire for whom you are knitting it?
For anybody who would like a purse. Perhaps you could help me.
Of course, but...
Hold out your hands. I need to unwind this silk.
And before he knows what he is doing, Mr. Joseph Sedley of the East India Company is seated tête-à-tête with a young lady, his hands bound in a web of green silk. His eyes meet Becky's, and they both have only one thought. When is he going to pop the question? Will the morning bring the proposal of marriage he so longed for? Miss Becky Sharp's hopes rise when Mr. Joseph Sedley makes his entry before luncheon, blushing beneath his neckcloth and buried in 2 handsome nosegays of flowers.
Why, Joseph, I've never known you so early.
I wanted to bring you these. Oh. There. One for you, Amelia. And one for Miss Sharp.
Oh, heavenly blooms. I believe they must talk the language of flowers in Bogley-Walla, Mr. Sedley.
No, not at all. But of course I'm very glad you like them.
Oh.
Becky studies her bouquet carefully, but, alas, there is no sign of a billet doux hidden among the flowers.
And Amelia, my dear, I bought a pineapple at the same time. I thought we could have it for tiffin. Very nice and cool this hot weather.
A pineapple? How delicious. I long to sample it beyond everything.
You shall, Miss Sharp. You shall. And now,
Good morning to you all.
George!
Lieutenant Osborne.
Amelia's eyes light up at the arrival of her handsome beau.
No sign of thunderclouds in the sky today, so are we all prepared to try again to sample the delights of Vauxhall Gardens?
Of course, we must, before Becky...
Before I have to assume my duties as governess with the pit crawlies, you mean?
Alas, yes.
Is that so very soon, Miss Sharp?
A matter of some 8 or 9 days, I fear, Mr. Sedley.
So short a time.
Yes. And then I shall be gone.
By the way, Emmy, I bumped into my old friend Captain William Dobbin, and I've invited him to join us here, and then accompany us to Vauxhall. I hope I haven't done wrong.
Of course not, George. I've not seen him since I went off to Miss Pinkerton's, but I remember him with great affection. Wasn't he your champion at school when they bullied you?
Yeah, that's the fellow. Fought the bully and blooded his nose. There's not a finer fellow in the service, nor a better officer. Though it has to be said he's a bit of a dullard. We used to call him Giddy-Up Dobbin at school.
The evening comes, and a very tall, ungainly gentleman is shown in. He is startled to find Miss Amelia alone while the others attend to their toilettes.
Why, Captain Dobbin.
Miss Sedley, is it you? You look so... How are you?
The disconcerted captain makes her one of the clumsiest bows ever performed by a mortal.
It's been some years since we've met, Captain.
Yes, it hardly seems possible. You were a little girl in a pink frock, and now, I...
He could have stood there forever, dumbstruck by the wonder of Amelia, but relief is at hand.
Ah, William. I see you've made Emmy's acquaintance once more. Shall we be off?
Of course, of course.
There is barely room between Joss and Miss Sharp on the front seat, with Mr. Osborne opposite, wedged between Captain Dobbin and Amelia. But there is a feeling in the air. Will Joss propose to Rebecca Sharp? In due time, the party arrives at the Royal Vauxhall Gardens, that home of music, dance, drinking and pleasure, which is the spirit of Vanity Fair made flesh.
Miss Sharp, allow me, please, take my arm.
Oh, with pleasure, Mr. Sedley.
Down you come, Emmy.
I'm just giving them a few moments to get ahead.
You're positively encouraging them.
Becky is my dearest friend, and I can't think of a better companion for my brother.
You're so soft-hearted, Emmy. Joss may be stupid, but he's not so stupid as to fall for that scheming little gold digger, is he?
George!
Oh, I'm only joking. Come on down now. There. Oh, I say, Dobbin, could you look to the shawls and things, there's a good fellow?
Gladly.
I told you that Emmy's turned into a real little charmer, didn't I?
She's lovely. You're a lucky fellow.
George, come on.
Captain Dobbin walks very modestly behind the good-looking young couple. He is so taken with Amelia that he even thinks her worthy of the brilliant and handsome George Osborne. Perhaps Dobbin feels he would have liked something on his arm besides a shawl, but that is not something he ever expects to find. So he discreetly loses himself in the crowds.
Oh, Mr. Sedley, you're such a wag.
But I assure you it's true. The tiger just lay there, washing its whiskers like a kitten.
You make it all seem so vivid. Oh, how much I should like to see India.
Would you? Really?
More than anything, if only it were possible.
Yes. If only...
If only? Pray, Mr. Sedley, do explain what you mean.
Oh, my goodness.
What is it?
Oh, that's the bell for the fireworks. We can't miss them, can we?
Can't we?
The two couples sit in their box enjoying supper and the fireworks. Captain Dobbin watches them from a distance. He knows he is as clean forgotten as if he had never existed in the world. He disappears once more into the crowds.
Waiter! Waiter!
Yes, sir.
Some of your best punch.
Joseph.
What's the matter? Vauxhall is famous for its punch. We have to sample it, don't we, Miss Rebecca?
Really, I do think I have drunk enough, and...
Nonsense!
Oh, Joss, this is ridiculous. The ladies don't drink punch, and I don't like it. It's a foul and abominable mixture. I've seen fellas floored with half a glass.
Don't be a spoilsport. Waiter, a bowl of your best Vauxhall punch.
Very good, sir.
Mr. Joseph is in his glory, making the salad, carving the chicken, and uncorking the champagne, of which he has drunk the greater part. But it is the punch that changes the future of these young people, even though 3 of them did not taste a drop.
Your good health, all of you, and particularly you, Miss Rebecca.
Joss, do you think you may have had enough?
People are starting to stare.
Let them stare. I'll give them something to stare about. I'll give them a song, a love song, because I am full of love for Miss Sharp. Believe me, of all those endearing young charms which I gaze on so fondly today.
Mr. Sedley, I really do think it's better if we retire to somewhere more private.
Stop it, nonsense!
George, do something.
For heaven's sake, Joss, let us get up and go. Emily, take my hand. Miss Sharp.
Of course.
No, stop!
Mr. Sedley, pray, let go!
Don't leave me, my dearest diddle darling. She's a lovely, lovely girl. A diddle darling. It's true, you know. Who wants some of this punch? For heaven's sake, get back!
A promotion seems inevitable when, by the greatest good luck, Captain Dobbin suddenly appears.
Leave him alone. Be off. Be off at once. Don't glare. Be off with you.
Oh, good heavens, Dobbin. Where have you been?
Walking about the gardens and...
Give me Amelia's shawl, quick. Now, make yourself useful and take charge of Joss here while I take the ladies to the carriage.
Besides this...
Quiet, Joss. Ladies, follow me.
Come on, Sedley, come to my club and leave it off.
You see the girl who's just left? Miss Rebecca? I've broken her heart by my conduct. I know I have.
From what I've seen of her, I very much doubt it.
No, but I'll make amends. I'll marry her tomorrow morning in St. George's, Hanover Square. I'll knock up the Archbishop of Canterbury in his palace by Jove. And then he can do the...
Come on, Sedley.
Yeah,
Time to go.
Miss Rebecca, I love you.
On the way home, Becky, Amelia, and George sit in silence. Becky is more hopeful than ever that Joseph will propose in the morning, but Lieutenant Osborne has other ideas. And it is he who sees Joseph first next morning, with the good-natured Dobbin still in attendance.
How are you, Sedley? No bones broke? There's a hackney coachman downstairs with a black eye and a tied-up head vowing he'll have the law on you.
What do you mean, the law?
It seems you hit out at him last night and he went down straight. Is that true, Dobbin?
I'm afraid Joseph did want to have a round with the coachman, but I managed to get him away and up the stairs.
I do believe I'm very terrible when roused.
Maybe. But last night, don't you also remember singing a song?
A what?
George, perhaps,
Oh, no.
should...
He sang a sentimental song, and then, remember this, Joss? You called Rebecca, or Rosa, or whatever her name is, your dearest diddle darling. Believe me, for there's darling young Tom.
Stop, please.
If you ask me, that little Becky Wecky will bring an action of breach of promise against you if you don't watch out.
What did I say? What did I do? Tell me.
You were harsh on him, George.
And with good cause. What the deuce right has that jumped-up civil servant to give himself patronising airs and make us look like fools? Hang it! We may be beholden to the Sedleys for helping my papa to make his fortune, but the family's low enough without adding in her. The very least I can expect is to have a lady for my sister-in-law, not some common little governess.
Just so long as you don't blame Miss Sedley for any of this.
Of course not. Emmy is a delightful girl. Oh, by the way, you're very welcome to come along with me and see the girls. If you like, you can come and make love to Miss Sharp yourself.
Very amusing, George.
I think it's very cruel of you to laugh at poor Joss, George.
Oh, you haven't seen the state of him this morning. Oh. Good morning, Miss Sharp.
Good morning.
I have come from a scene of devastation wreaked by your charms.
Oh.
If you could but see him this morning, moaning in his flowered dressing gown and lolling out his tongue to Gollop the apothecary.
See whom?
Oh, come. You know who.
Becky's heart starts to beat quick. Something tells her that Lieutenant Osborne has been making mischief.
I really don't understand whom you're talking about.
Well, it's not Captain Dobbin for sure.
Lieutenant Osborne.
Yes?
You're always joking. I'm sure people enjoy that quality in you. So please, joke away. Don't for a moment consider my feelings. You know there's nobody to defend me.
You shouldn't tease her like that.
My dearest Emmy, you're too good and kind. Your little friend Miss Sharp needs to be taught a lesson. She has ideas above her station.
Joss never comes. Becky waits in suspense. Has George turned Joss against her? Are all her hopes of a husband to save her from servitude in vain? But she does not give up hope easily. Then, the next day, a note comes for Amelia.
It's from Joseph.
So, how is he?
Dear Amelia, I was too ill to come yesterday. I leave town today for Cheltenham. Pray excuse me, if you can, to the amiable Miss Sharp for my conduct at Vauxhall, and entreat her pardon and forget every word I may have uttered when excited by that fatal supper. Oh, Becky, I am so sorry.
Why should you be? It's not you who's destroyed my hopes, but I shall remember who it was that did.
What are you talking about?
No. It just goes to show that we should take nothing for granted in this world.
You are welcome to stay as long as you wish, you know that.
No. It's time for me to go to the pit crawlies. It is better always to look forwards, not backwards. Besides, an aristocratic milieu may suit me better. I've always rather fancied meeting a real baronet.
Becky Sharp takes a tearful farewell of her dear friend Amelia. But once the carriage is round the corner, she stops wiping her eyes and takes out the note she has received from her future employer.
Sir Pitt Crawley begs Miss Sharp and baggage may come here at Great Gaunt Street on Tuesday, as I leave town for Queen's Crawley tomorrow morning early. Well, the oddest of spelling, but then at least he's a baronet.
At Great Gaunt Street, the door is opened by a man in shabby clothes with a shining bald head and a leering red face.
Is this Sir Pitt Crawley's house?
Yes.
Would you be so good as to help the coachman hand down these trunks?
He could do it himself.
Then at least take my basket and shawl, if you please, and announce me to Sir Pitt.
There's no need.
Excuse me, my good man. I don't think Sir Pitt would be very pleased with your behaviour.
Oh, he won't mind.
He won't?
You see, my dear, I am Sir Pitt Crawley.
Later on, Becky finds herself watching Sir Pitt prepare his own supper, a piece of putrid-smelling tripe and an onion, in an old saucepan.
Had your dinner, I suppose, Miss Sharp?
I'm not hungry, thank you.
Oh, good. No point in eating more than you need.
So, what brings you to town, Sir Pitt?
Law business, my dear. I've lost and won more lawsuits than any man in England. This one's against the overseers of Snaily Parish, and I'll beat him if it costs me 1,000 guineas. You're a pretty little thing, Miss Sharp. Do you write a good hand?
Good enough.
Then I shall make you useful when we're down at Queen's Crawley. Now the First Lady Crawley's dead and gone, I'll need some help.
You must miss her sadly.
I do, when it comes to the law. She had a good hand, a sharp brain, and saved me the price of a steward. Some compensation for giving me 2 big, useless sons.
But what about the present Lady Crawley?
She hasn't the brains. She's an ironmonger's daughter, and all she's given me is her money and 2 useless little daughters.
My dear little charges.
You can call them that if you wish. Now, please remember the house rule. No candles after 11. Unless, of course, you wish me to come for the candle every night.
Oh?
Tonight, though, you'll sleep with Mrs. Tinker, my housekeeper. It's a big bed, plenty of room for 2. The first Lady Crawley died in it. Night.
The next day they go down to Queen's Crawley, an old-fashioned red-brick mansion maintained in a dismal state of gloom and disrepair by the economical Sir Pitt. There, Becky is introduced to the second Lady Crawley.
Miss Sharp, how do you do? I do so hope you will be kind to my poor girls. They're so very, very sensitive.
Becky sees at a glance she needn't be afraid of this inoffensive woman. Pitt Crawley, Sir Pitt's elder son, is a different case.
I'm a great believer in education, Miss Sharp. It is at my urging that you've been employed. Otherwise my father would have left the girls to run wild.
I will do my best to repay your trust, sir. May I ask, whose portrait is that?
That is my younger brother, Rawdon.
What a splendid-looking man in his crimson tunic.
A word of warning. Rawdon is a disreputable rake, and to be avoided at all costs.
Quite right. Damned scoundrel.
Indeed.
With Becky's pupils, her method is pretty simple. Instead of pestering their brains with learning, she decides it's better to let young minds educate themselves in whatever way happens to suit them.
Podder and another versus Crawley. Crawley Bart versus Snaffle. Do you have them, Miss Sharp?
Indeed, Sir Pitt.
Then would you be kind enough to read them through for me, and then write me a letter to the conniving rogues?
So you see, Miss Sharp, although many people may think the subject of malt dull, there are many important moral aspects attached to its production and usages.
You have opened my eyes to them, Mr. Crawley.
Oh, how remarkable that you can understand such matters when the rest of my family remain totally uninterested.
Isn't it?
But, as compensation for all this, she takes to riding in the countryside. One day, she rides back to Queen's Crawley to encounter a new face.
Ah, you've tamed the kicking mare, by gad.
It wasn't hard.
You're a damn fine horsewoman, then.
The speaker is a very large young dandy, 6 foot or more. Becky immediately recognises him as the subject of the portrait in the crimson tunic she had once unwisely admired.
You're the new governess, aren't you?
I am indeed. And you must be the famous Mr. Rawdon Crawley.
Famous, am I? Or do you mean infamous?
Well, I've heard that you fought 3 bloody duels, that you love boxing and rat hunting, that you love to gamble.
All true, by gad.
You also have a dreadful reputation among the ladies.
And which of my infernal relatives have you been talking to? Well, not that it matters. They all loathe me.
Not quite all.
You're a smart little filly, aren't you?
I take that to be a compliment.
Oh, you seem damn sure of yourself for a governess. So, tell me, who's fond of me?
Your aunt, Miss Crawley. She's a wealthy woman and she's planning to leave you everything. Your father and your brother hate the idea.
Know what Aunt is worth?
I've heard £70,000.
Now, the thing about Auntie is I'm actually fond of the old girl. She's a bit of a reprobate. She's got a snug little house in Park Lane, and during the season she likes nothing better than to eat and drink a great deal too much. Loves French novels, French cookery, and French wine, God bless her. She's paid off all my debts twice.
I hope I shall have an opportunity to meet her.
You shall.
Indeed?
She's paying Queen's Crawley a visit the day after tomorrow. Why else do you think I've come down to this dreary country hole?
Welcome, dear sister, welcome.
This is quite a reception you put on, brother. No expense spared, which must cause you some pain.
All in your honour, Matilda.
Well, as I told my companion and toady, Miss Briggs, I could safely leave her at home. My family are my toadies here. And here's my sister-in-law.
Welcome to Queen's Crawley.
Thank you. Oh, but where is the saintly Pitt?
He had to go to London on business.
Well, he'd only sour the proceedings with his endless prayers. Unlike, of course, my wicked nephew, Rawdon.
Good to see you, Auntie.
Oh, who is this attractive young creature?
I am Rebecca Sharp, Miss Crawley, the governess. Je suis enchantée, chère madame, de faire votre connaissance.
Enchantée, Mademoiselle Sharp. Brother!
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Just make sure that Miss Sharp dines with us at table. Or surely you don't expect me to endure all your tiresome country dinners without someone to amuse me?
After such a peremptory order, Miss Sharp dines every night with the illustrious company, which often includes the Reverend Bute Crawley, Sir Pitt's brother, and his wife, Mrs. Bute, a sharp-eyed woman who covets a share of Miss Crawley's fortune for her own large brood. But this country set is not Miss Crawley's idea of stimulating company. Clever Miss Becky Sharp undoubtedly is.
Mrs. Bute Crawley's yellow hat is, I think, the most extraordinary creation. Of course, it matches her yellow complexion, but it clashes so badly with her ginger wig.
Oh, my dear, you are a perfect trouvaille. I wish you could come to me in London, but you see, I couldn't make a butt of you, as I do of poor Briggs.
I'm sure that I...
No, you sly creature, you are far too clever.
You flatter me.
Don't be absurd. Look at my brother Pitt, look at his silly wife, look at the Bute Crawleys. They all look down on you, but is any one of them equal to you in intelligence or breeding? I have French taste in everything, including the principles of the French Revolution. And you, my love, are a little paragon, and I consider you as my equal in every respect. Now, perhaps you could put some coals on the fire. And then, will you unpick this dress of mine and alter it? You, who can do it so well?
And so this old philanthropist makes quite sure that her equal is free to run her errands, execute her millinery, and read her to sleep with French novels.
Oh, such a romantic end, my dear. I have set my heart on Rawdon running away with someone.
A rich someone or a poor someone?
Why, you goose, Rawdon has not a shilling but what I give him. He must repair his fortunes and succeed in the world.
Is he that clever?
Clever, my love. Not an idea in the world beyond his horses and his regiment and his hunting and his gaming, but he must succeed. He's so delightfully wicked.
Captain Crawley, meanwhile, takes an increasing interest in Miss Sharp's company. He meets her in a half-score of walks. He lights upon her in 100 of corridors and passages. And he hangs over her piano 20 times of an evening.
It's in the leaves of your music album.
What is?
A little billet-doux.
Really, Captain?
Becky deftly removes the missive, fans herself with it for a moment, and then pops it into the fire unopened.
Becky, my dear, why did you stop playing?
Oh, nothing. Just a false note.
Damn you.
But later that night, Becky goes for a walk in the gardens, and Rawdon is there.
Oh. Evening, Miss Sharp. You don't mind my cigar, do you?
I love the smell of a cigar out of doors beyond everything in the world. May I?
You want to try it?
If I'm allowed.
Here. It's damn strong, mine.
you're right.
Still, you're a plucky girl.
I always like to try new experiences. Come on. Show me how it's done.
Very well. Now watch. This is how you make a cigar glow in the night.
The smell is heavenly.
Sir Pitt watches the two young people in the garden with unspeakable fury.
Damn the rogue, damn him. If it wasn't for my sister, I'd bundle him out of doors. That dainty creature is not for the likes of him. He'll have me to reckon with.
So, although there can be no doubt that Becky Sharp has made herself indispensable to practically every member of the Crawley family, it is a perilous balancing act. And what will happen if she should fall? One morning, as Becky Sharp takes the air at Queen's Crawley, she sees Mrs. Bute Crawley coming across the lawn from the rectory.
Why, Mrs. Bute! This is an unexpectedly early visit.
It's hardly your place to comment on that, Miss Sharp. I gather that Miss Crawley is not well.
Alas, that's true, but nothing fatal, I assure you.
Indeed. What can you expect when you drink 7 glasses of champagne and then cherry brandy after dinner and the curacao with your coffee? Not to mention the hot lobsters.
You keep yourself well informed, Mrs. Bute.
Miss Sharp, you appear to have ingratiated yourself with everyone here at the house. But you would be well advised to remember that you are just a governess. And I, at least, understand your little game.
And pray, what game is that?
You think to attach yourself to Miss Crawley and cheat her out of every penny. Every penny, that is, which is not already squandered on that scoundrel, gambler and swindler Rawdon Crawley.
You and the Reverend Bute, of course, have a large family to provide for. Perhaps I could mention to Miss Crawley...
Don't taunt me, because we get the crumbs from the table. It could all change, just like that.
Indeed.
Indeed. I have written about you to dear Miss Pinkerton, of whose school I have so many happy memories. And I am eagerly awaiting her reply.
I do hope you didn't use any French phrases in your letter. She wouldn't understand them. But then would you, Madame Bute?
You may laugh now, but I will return.
Please do. And bring some of your delicious preserves. Miss Crawley adores distributing them to the servants.
You!
But now our story must take leave of Arcadia and its rural virtues, and return to the true heart of Vanity Fair, London.
Miss Sedley!
Captain Dobbin.
I've just been at your house looking for George. His sister seemed so certain he'd be there. You've heard the rumours.
Rumours?
I don't want to needlessly alarm you, but it's said that Napoleon Bonaparte has returned to France from exile. There is a chance that our regiment may be ordered abroad.
George as well?
Yes, of course. But we've heard nothing yet. Nothing certain.
I pray to God it won't happen. I confess to you, Captain Dobbin, that I seem to spend a great deal of my time thinking about dear George. He is so handsome, so brave, and so clever. You know, I do believe he could do anything. Can you understand that?
Believe me, you couldn't wish for a finer man than George Osborne.
Soon Dobbin and George's regiment is on the move around the country. Amelia sends George devoted letters. They are full of repetition and unoriginal sentiment, but nobody could possibly deny that what she says is heartfelt. Except in Chatham Barracks.
So here's another letter from one of your lady admirers, George. So who is the lucky lady?
Never you mind, Stubble.
Oh, come on, George.
Secrets are secrets.
I'll wager they are. Aren't they, Dobbin?
Leave me out of this, please.
But everybody knows that George is the regiment's Don Giovanni.
Don't be absurd.
So, who is she? A Duchess at the court of Queen Caroline? An opera singer with the very worst sort of reputation? Maybe a pretty little milliner you love and leave?
It's my affair.
Stubble, you're talking nonsense. Miss Sedley, who writes these letters, is one of the most charming young women that ever lived. He's been engaged to her for ever so long, and the man who calls her names had better not do so in my hearing.
Dobbin!
What now?
Who the deuce asked you to talk about my affairs like that? What right have you to say I am engaged, or to meddle in my business at all?
It seems to me...
Oh, seems me hanged. I won't be sermonised by you. I'm damned if I'll stand your airs of superiority and infernal pity and patronage.
Are you engaged?
What the devil's that to you if I am?
Are you ashamed of it, then?
What right have you to ask me that question? You have been adopting such a high tone towards me lately, particularly about Amelia, that I'm damned if I'll bear it any more.
I told you before that when you go to town, you ought to go to her, and not to the gambling houses about St. James's. Or wherever it is that you go.
You have said enough.
I'll not say another word.
No. Hang it. William, I beg your pardon. You've been my friend in 100 ways, heaven knows, but you shouldn't deal so hardly with me. I am very fond of Amelia. She's faultless, I know she is. But you see, there's no fun in winning a thing unless you play for it.
How can you think of Amelia
Hang it! When I'm married, I'll reform. I will, upon my honour. Allow a fella some fun beforehand. Look, I'll ask the Colonel for leave and I'll go to town and see Amelia. Will that satisfy you?
It's impossible to be angry with you, George. Only I wish you had sown those wild oats of yours. Please go and comfort her, you rascal. Do something to make her happy. A very little will.
Oh, maybe I should make her a little present. Only I'm quite out of cash until my father tips up.
Here, borrow this.
Knew you wouldn't let me down.
And so George gets leave of absence to come to town and visit his devoted Amelia. But somehow he never gets round to buying something handsome for her.
Emmy!
George! Dear George, how wonderful to see you. Looking so handsome. Oh, and that diamond shirt pin, it's so pretty. Is it new?
Yes. I think I deserve a little present, don't you?
Of course, dearest, more than anyone.
There is no doubt that Amelia believes her lover to be one of the most gallant and brilliant men in the Empire. And it is possible Lieutenant Osborne thinks so too.
Oh.
Back at Queen's Crawley, however, Rebecca Sharp's reputation is under siege.
Oh.
There can be no doubt of it, my dear Miss Crawley. Miss Pinkerton has sent me the shocking details. Her father was a hopeless drunkard and degenerate who wasted every penny and painted portraits for a living.
Mrs. Bute, pray do not shout so.
But worse still, her mother was a ballet dancer. A shameless creature who displayed her legs in front of men
Yes,
for...
yes, but please, my head.
Has Mrs. Bute been keeping you entertained, dear Miss Crawley?
I've been telling her the truth.
She has been making my head ache with accusations against you, but she has forgotten that I am a true radical who cares nothing for the accidents of birth.
But...
Indeed, I have come to a decision which my brother can hardly refuse. I want you to come with me to London, Rebecca. In my weakened state, I have great need of your wit and high spirits.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Miss Crawley.
Thank Mrs. Bute for making my head ache. I think I'm going to have a relapse.
Amelia, meanwhile, is invited to a dinner party at the Osbornes by George's sister, Maria. George's formidable city merchant father seems on this particular night more difficult than ever before.
So where the devil is George? Any idea, Miss Sedley?
None, sir.
Don't know why I bother to ask.
I think he's gone to the Horse Guards, Papa. He said he'd be back for dinner.
Oh, he did he? Well, we dine at 5. I won't have the dinner kept waiting for him, Maria. Hicks!
Sir?
Dinner!
Mr. George isn't come, sir.
Damn Mr. George, sir. Am I master of the house? Dinner! Hicks, this soup is beastly. Miss Sedley can't eat it, no more can I. Take away the plates at once.
Yes, sir.
And Maria,
Yes, Father?
tomorrow turn the cook out of the house. George, you are disgracefully late.
I'm very sorry, sir, but the General kept me waiting at the Horse Guards. I'm not worried about soup or fish. Just give me anything. I don't care what.
Oh, very well. I suppose if it was the General, then there is some excuse. Come and take your seat.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Miss Sedley.
Good evening.
The Governor's bark is always worse than his bite.
George's high spirits soon take the gloom off the company. After dinner, the ladies retire. Amelia waits, hoping that George will soon join her. But he lingers over the Madeira with his father.
George, I need to know how you and that little thing, Miss Sedley, are carrying on.
I think, sir, it's not hard to see. In fact, pretty clear, sir.
What do you mean, pretty clear, sir?
Why? Well, hang it, sir, I'm a modest man. I don't set up to be a lady killer, but I do own she's as devilish fond of me as she can be. Anybody can see that with half an eye.
And you yourself?
Well, sir, didn't you order me to marry her?
Don't think I don't know about your exploits elsewhere, sir. With Lord Tarquin, Captain Crawley of the Guards, the Honourable Mr. Deuces, and that set. But have a care, sir, have a care.
But the threat, George knows, is an empty one. Whenever Mr. Osborne meets a lord, he grovels before him as only a free-born Englishman can.
Young men will be young men, particularly when they're with such illustrious fellows.
Of course, one can't live with these great folks for nothing.
You shan't want, George. The British merchant's son shan't want. My guineas are as good as theirs, and I don't begrudge 'em. There's no pride in me. I am a humbly born man, but you have had advantages. But what I've been thinking is, why shouldn't you marry higher than a stockbroker's daughter, George? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's a family business. You and Mr. Sedley made the match 100 years ago.
I don't deny it. But people's positions alter. It's true that Sedley helped me to my fortune, or rather put me in the way of acquiring by my own talents and genius the position which I now occupy in the City of London.
But...
No, I've shown my gratitude to Sedley, and he's tried it of late, as my checkbooks can show. But I tell you this in confidence. I don't like the look of Mr. Sedley's affairs. He's been dabbling too much in foreign stocks and shares on his own account, and if Napoleon is on the move...
But concerning my engagement to Amelia...
Unless I see Amelia's £10,000 down upon the table, then you don't marry her. And that's flat.
Amelia will be...
It's possible Sedley may still pull himself back, though I doubt it. But I'll have no lame duck's daughter in my family. Now pass the wine or ring for coffee.
Hope you've not been bored, Emmy.
No, but what kept you?
Nothing that matters. And I intend to make it up to you by giving you my undivided attention. If you'd like, that is.
You know I'd like nothing better.
And George is exceptionally attentive to Amelia that night, and Amelia has never been happier. But is it the very real prospect of losing his dear little prize that suddenly makes George value her more?
much longer. My head is burning.
There are those who believe Miss Crawley's illness is caused by nothing more serious than overindulgence in hot lobsters. But if you are a spinster with £70,000 a year, then everyone is concerned for your health. And Becky Sharp, her newly appointed nurse, is no exception.
Miss Crawley! My dear Miss Crawley, all is well! Your faithful companion is at hand.
Rebecca, is someone outside the carriage?
It's Briggs, Miss Crawley.
Some domestic or other. Here, take these shawls and make sure Miss Crawley's room is properly warmed for her reception.
But it's Arabella.
Rebecca, what's happening? What's going on?
Please be calm, my dear Miss Crawley, while I wrap you up warm.
Careful. Oh, be careful. Don't smother me. Where am I?
In London. You're home in Park Lane at last.
Oh.
Becky now devotes herself to nursing her benefactress. This is no easy undertaking when your patient is a worldly, selfish, graceless, religionless old woman writhing in pain and fear without her wig. Miss Crawley's favourite nephew, Rawdon, who is the principal beneficiary of her will, loses no time in riding over from Knightsbridge Barracks to inquire after his aunt's health.
So, how is Auntie today?
It will take time and rest, but I do not think it will be fatal.
Oh, I hope not.
That's most generous of you.
I've told you before I'm fond of the old girl. I've got an extension of leave till she's better. I mean, the money would be damn useful, I'll not deny it. But as for her death, my father's on hot coals. I wager he will soon be following you up to town.
To inquire after Miss Crawley's health, no doubt.
That, and other things.
Oh?
Look, I'm not a total fool. I can see how keen my father is on you.
Well, I suppose he is fond of me. In fact, I know he is. And others, too.
Yes, egad.
Surely you don't think I'm afraid of him, Captain Crawley?
I wasn't suggesting.
You hint that's a pit. Might attempt something not honourable, then. Or perhaps you yourself.
Oh, Gad, really? Miss Rebecca?
Captain, do you imagine I have no feelings of self-respect because I am poor and friendless?
Of course not.
To think that you consider that I might be a toy between you and your father. No. I can endure poverty, but not shame. Neglect, but not insult. Especially insult from you.
Hang it, Miss Sharp. Rebecca, don't cry. You know I respect you.
I must attend to my ailing patroness.
Damn.
Rebecca's indignant tears are soon dry, but she has achieved her purpose and kept her hulking guardsman in emotional bondage. Now Miss Sharp decides it is wise to build bridges within the household.
How could she? Oh, how could she?
Miss Briggs.
My dearest friend is ill. Why won't she see me? Why?
Console yourself, dear Miss Briggs. She's not very ill anymore. She's only overeaten herself again, that is all.
But I am her companion, and yet I'm being treated like a menial servant after 23 years of tenderness. What kind of return is that to her? Poor Arabella.
Pray dry your tears, dear. Arabella. She only won't see you because she says you don't nurse her as well as I do. Believe me, it's no pleasure to me to sit up all night, but sick people have these fancies and must be humoured. When she's well, I shall go.
Oh, never. Never.
Never be well or never go, Miss Briggs. Oh, pooh. She will be well within a fortnight, and then I shall go back to my little pupils in Queen's Crawley. She will forget me a week after I am gone. Give me a little wine, if you please. Let us be friends. I'm sure I want friends.
You really will go?
Of course.
Oh, God bless you, my dear.
As his son has predicted, Sir Pitt now comes up to town.
Oh, so how is Matilda, Miss Sharp?
She's making good progress.
And how are you?
I'm in excellent health. But what about Lady Crawley?
Oh, you needn't concern yourself with her. She's been sick ever since we married. Queen's Crawley is not the same without you. My daughters miss their governess.
Only your daughters?
Well, not only them. My papers are in a terrible mess.
Sir Pitt, I will return as soon as I can.
But when will that be?
I'm afraid that depends on your sister's health.
I trust I am not tempting fate, but I think I may live after all. Thanks to you, dear Rebecca.
I protest.
No. And I cannot let you return to Queen's Crawley yet.
But my dear pupils...
If my brother understands his own interests, he will let you stay.
But dear Miss Briggs says...
She is, of course, welcome to come and see me, and there are many useful duties she can perform within the household.
But you're determined I shall stay?
Of course. It's you I need.
Then I have no choice.
Miss Crawley is so grateful that she even gives Becky a couple of new gowns and an old necklace. The ageing spinster is soon well enough for Captain Crawley to join them for a game of cards played over the bedclothes.
So what's trumps this time, Auntie?
Hearts. Let it be hearts. Now, tell me about this Miss Sedley, Rebecca. What is she like?
Oh, she's the sweetest, kindest creature. She's engaged to be married to a Lieutenant Osborne.
Hang on, I know him. A goodish-looking fellow with large black whiskers.
Enormous. And enormously proud of them, too.
He fancies he can play at billiards. I won 2,000 off him at the Cocoa Tree. He'd go to the deuce to be seen with a lord. He foots the bill for a crew of them at Greenwich, and they get to invite the company.
And very pretty company, too, I dare say.
Uncommon pretty company.
Rawdon, don't be naughty.
Well, his father's a city man. Immensely rich, they say.
Is this Lieutenant Osborne a presentable sort of person?
Very. You wouldn't see any difference. Why not have him over? When you begin to see a few people, and his, what you call him, his inamorato, isn't it, Miss Sharp?
Something like that.
An excellent idea. I am always open to young people. I am no snob. I care nothing for rank or money. If they are attractive and amusing, then nothing else matters. Nothing.
God bless you, Auntie.
My trick, I think.
In the event, the anxieties surrounding her parents prevent Amelia from coming. So Lieutenant Osborne comes alone. He and Becky have not met since he spoiled her plans to marry Amelia's brother, Joseph.
My aunt, Miss Crawley.
Charmed, Lieutenant. Such whiskers.
And I believe you know Miss Sharp.
Ah, Miss Sharp. So, how are you liking your new place?
Oh, how kind of you to remind me of my place. Well, it's tolerably good. They treat the governess politely, as a fellow human being. But then I am in a gentleman's family, good old English stock. So yes, it is rather a good place. How very good of you to inquire.
By Jove, Miss Sharp.
Well, what do you say to that, Lieutenant?
I thought you liked the city families pretty well when you stayed with the Sedleys.
Last year, you mean, when I was fresh from that horrid school? But oh, Lieutenant, what a difference 18 months' experience makes. I except dear Amelia, of course. But her apart...
It seems to me you didn't dislike Amelia's brother, Joseph, last year. Indeed, you'd have married him if you could.
What's this?
Well, there's no secret. I freely admit I would not have refused him, but entre nous, I didn't break my heart about him. I am frank and open, you see, considering how very kind and polite it is to allude to my disappointment. But I believe we are keeping our hostess from supper.
No. Encore, encore. I always enjoy some pre-supper entertainment.
Well, Miss Sharp made a rare fool of you last night, Osborne?
I bear no ill will. I'm just astonished that a lady of Miss Crawley's breeding should have taken to her so strongly.
Oh, there's no doubt my aunt's deuced fond of her.
And you?
What do you mean?
That girl's the most desperate flirt.
Oh, I know that.
Careful that she's not setting her cap at you.
Ah, you think she is?
Oh, no doubt of it. I saw the way she looked at you. I just warn you, I know women, and counsel you to be on the lookout.
Thank you, my boy. I'll bear that in mind. By the way, that's £10 you owe me.
But then the sickly Lady Crawley dies. Ah, Vanity Fair, where people pay court to a wealthy spinster who suffers from nothing worse than overeating, and ignore a dying woman who never did harm to anyone.
Well, I suppose I must put off my party for the 3rd. I can only hope my brother will have the decency not to remarry. Rebecca, you seem strangely silent. What can you see from that window?
I think Sir Pitt is just coming up your steps dressed in mourning.
Oh, my dear, my nerves won't bear it. Go downstairs and tell him I'm too ill to receive anyone.
Oh, so, where's my sister?
She's too ill to receive
Oh, so
anyone.
much the better, because it's you I want to see, Miss Becky.
Me?
Yes, I want you back at Queen's Crawley right away.
I hope to come as soon as Miss Crawley is better and return to those dear children.
You've said so these 3 months, Becky, and still you go hanging on to my sister who'll fling you off like an old shoe when she's worn you out. I tell you, I want you.
I don't think it would be right now to be alone with you, sir. You're a widower.
The house all goes wrong. It's not the same place. All my accounts have got muddled again. You must come back.
Come as what, sir?
Come as Lady Crawley, if you like. There. Will that satisfy you? Come back and be my wife. Birth be hanged. You're as good a lady as ever I see. Well, will you come, yes or no?
Oh, Sir Pitt.
Yes, say yes, Becky. I'm good for 20 years and I'll make you happy. See if I don't. You shall do what you like, spend what you like, have it all your own way. I'll get down on my knees to you if you like.
Lady Crawley, I could have been Lady Crawley. Oh, Sir Pitt, please, no more.
Why ever not?
Because I can't marry you. I'm married already.
Ah, Vanity Fair, where wishes are granted too late, and a marvellous piece of good fortune must be declined.
Oh, Sir Pitt, please, no more.
Why ever not?
Because I can't marry you. I'm married already.
You're making fun of me, Becky Sharp. Who'd ever marry you without a shilling to your fortune?
Dear Sir Pitt, do not think me ungrateful.
Gratitude be hanged. Who are you married to? Where was it?
No matter. Pray don't tell Miss Crawley, sir. Just let me come back with you to the country. Don't separate me from dear Queen's Crawley.
Ah, I see. The fellow's left you, has he? Well, you can't have your cake and eat it, but you can still come back as governess. Have it all your own way.
Oh, sir, it would be the pride of my life to go back and take care of the children and of you as formerly. Indeed, if I can't be your wife, sir, let me be your daughter. Let me...
But as Becky kneels fetchingly before Sir Pitt, his sister and Becky's benefactor, Miss Crawley, sails in.
Miss Briggs informed me that you were on your knees, Sir Pitt. But it seems it's the lady on the ground, not the gentleman.
I was thanking Sir Pitt, ma'am, while telling him that I can never become Lady Crawley.
You've refused him?
Indeed, she has.
I'm glad you think it good sport, brother. It doesn't seem to break your heart at any rate.
Not a bit. Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought what?
You don't know, do you? What a little fox you are, Becky. You can come back to Queen's Crawley whenever you wish.
Refuse Sir Pitt, but still willing to return to Queen's Crawley. I think I need a little restorative after all this mystery brings.
Indeed, Mum. There must be some previous attachment, Mum, we know nothing of. After all, even I was in love with a writing master who wrote such beautiful, unintelligible letters.
Oh, please don't cry, Briggs. You won't bring him back. You've got a lock of his hair somewhere. What more do you want? Still, you're right. Becky has been silly and sentimental. Some apothecary or house steward or painter or young curate or something of the sort. Find out who the objet is, Briggs, and I'll set him up in a shop or order my portrait of him, and I'll give Becky a dowry, and we'll have a wedding, Briggs.
Oh.
And you'll make the breakfast and be a bridesmaid.
Oh, yes, I'll find out all I can, Mum, for truly you are all kindness.
But the mystery is so delicious that Miss Crawley cannot wait for Briggs to find out the truth.
Now, Becky, dear, I understand all you say about the unsuitability of my brother as a husband, but you'd never have refused him if there hadn't been someone else. Someone who has already touched your heart.
I fear you've guessed aright, dear lady.
Tell me all, and let me console you.
I wish I could, dear madam, but please don't ask me now. You shall know all soon, dear kind Miss Crawley, dear friend, may I call you?
Of course you may.
Oh, God bless you. I can't tell you now, but, oh, love me always. Promise you will.
Rebecca knows she could have been Lady Crawley. She's fond enough of her new husband, but if only she could have guessed Sir Pitt's wife would die so soon, she could have had a title. But she is not one to waste her energies for long on useless regrets.
Your father knows I'm married, Rawdon, but not who to. I've promised to return to Queen's Crawley when I can, so that should keep him quiet for a while, but the truth is going to come out sooner or later.
And I'll be damned glad when it does. I want everyone to know how happy you've made me. No regrets, eh?
Of course not, my love.
So, if the cat is to come out of the bag then, tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Well, we know that Miss Crawley is going to be upset at first, but you're her favourite nephew. She's given you a great deal in the past.
What's more, she's always said birth and wealth don't matter to her. She's also damned fond of you, and who can blame her?
Rawdon, pay attention. I want you to go and hire some quiet lodgings near your barracks in the name of Captain and Mrs. Crawley.
And you're going to join me there?
Of course.
Oh, you little beauty. How long I've waited for this.
Rawdon, please, someone will see us.
Well, let 'em.
The safest move is to flee. That'll give time for the dust to settle and your aunt to miss us. God knows, we're the only relatives she has with a spark of liveliness. But in the meantime, she must get to hear our side of the story somehow.
So how do we manage that?
Through dear, silly, sentimental Miss Briggs.
Dear Miss Briggs, the kindest heart in the world as yours is, will excuse me. Claims even superior to those of my benefactress call me hence. I go to my duty, to my husband. I am wedded to the best and most generous of men. Miss Crawley's Rawdon is my Rawdon.
At his command I follow him to our humble home as I would through the world. Oh, my excellent and kind friend, intercede with my Rawdon's beloved aunt for him, and the poor girl to whom all his noble race have shown such unparalleled affection. Ask Miss Crawley to receive her children. All the time, behind my back, my darlings were planning this, deliberately deceiving me. You're in the plot too, aren't you, Briggs?
No?
Oh, yes, you made him marry her, thinking I'd leave my money to him. Don't think I can't see through all this.
But, Mum, I wouldn't ask a member of this family to marry a girl whose mother was a dancer.
Oh, so now you're throwing that in my face.
But you knew that Rebecca's...
That doesn't mean she can be Rawdon's wife. I had plans for him, hopes for him, my lovely wicked boy.
I believe in equality, but equality has its limits. What is worse, they hid all this from me, laughed at me behind my back. It's unforgivable.
So, where's Becky? Is she ready to come with me to Queen's Crawley?
Brother, do you know what she has done?
What now?
She has married your son.
She
has married Rawdon, and she is the daughter of a nobody.
Rawdon? He's got her? That tempting little piece. I'll tear his heart out, the scoundrel. And as for her, she told me she'd come back to Queen's Crawley. I'll show her what it means to make fun of me.
But they are in love.
What has that got to do with it? Oh, my goodness. I feel one of my attacks.
Dear Matilda.
Coming on.
Matilda. Matilda.
I say, Becky.
What, my love?
It's damned cosy here, but suppose the old lady don't come round.
She will.
But, I mean, the butler denies me the door. My letters are sent back. And Aunt Matilda never stirs out of the house.
Don't worry, I'll make your fortune anyway.
I'm sure you're clever enough.
Of course, I'd much prefer it if Mrs. Bute Crawley hadn't decided to pay a visit. She'll fill the old lady's ears with all sorts of poison against us. But life with Mrs. Bute and Miss Briggs will be so very, very dull. No French, no cards, no scandal. She'll be begging us on bended knees to return.
Becky, you've brains enough for both of us. You know what the fellows in the regiment say?
They want me for colonel.
No. They say I'm turning into a happy married man. And damn me, I think I am.
Is there anything interesting in the paper?
Indeed, there is. The news that Amelia's father, old John Sedley, is a ruined man. His name has been proclaimed as a defaulter on the stock exchange, and his bankruptcy and commercial extermination have followed.
Loft number 369, portrait of a portly gentleman on the elephant. All bid for Mr. Joseph Sedley on the elephant. Lift up the picture, Blyman, let the company examine this lot.
The Sedleys have left Russell Square. The vultures have descended, and everything is up for sale.
Shall we say 20 guineas for this work of art? 15? 5? Surely the fat gentleman, even without the elephant, is worth somebody's £5. Now come on, gentlemen, don't keep me here all day.
You know, Rawdon, it's hard to remember what this house was like when I came here to stay with Amelia as a mere nobody.
Not quieter, I'll be bound.
I was just a governess. He was a kind enough old man, Mr. Sedley. I'm sorry he's gone wrong.
Oh, stockbrokers, bankrupts, used to it, you know. I say, Becky, there's the auctioneer fellow. Yes, they're bringing your piano down now.
It's not mine till we've bought it. Till then, it's still Amelia's.
A lot 371, gentlemen. A small Broadwood piano in excellent condition, formerly the property of the young lady of the house.
I remember Amelia showing it off to me.
And now what am I bid?
Go on.
Oh. 5 guineas.
5 guineas from the military gentleman. Any advance? Do I have 10 guineas from the gentleman at the back?
Somebody else is after it.
15 guineas.
15 guineas. Any advance? All 20 guineas over there.
22 guineas.
Any advance? Oh, 25 guineas from the gentleman at the back.
25 guineas? I won't let you bid on. Let him have it.
Sold for 25 guineas to the gentleman.
Why, Rawdon, look. It's Captain Dobbin.
And indeed here is Captain Dobbin, the loyal friend of George Osborne, Amelia Sedley's betrothed, advancing to claim his prize in full view of the crowd.
Captain Dobbin! Captain Dobbin!
Oh, Miss Sharp. Or I believe that I should now say Mrs. Crawley.
The word is out, I see. And look, here is Captain Crawley himself.
Dobbin.
My congratulations to you both. And now, if you'll excuse me...
But you must tell me the news of poor dear Amelia.
The family's had to move, of course. They've gone to a small cottage just off the Fulham Road, belonging to a loyal servant of the firm.
How dreadful. How are they managing?
I believe you remember Amelia's brother Joseph?
Very well indeed.
He has arranged an annuity for his parents, so there's no present poverty to fear.
Nevertheless, it must be a bitter blow to darling Amelia. She's so unused to poverty.
Yes, but she has devoted herself to looking after her parents. She thinks so little about herself. I'm sure she'd like to see you.
Of course. We'll visit her just as soon as we can. Won't we, Rawdon?
Oh, of course we will.
And what of George? Dear George.
He will, I'm sure, remain loyal to the engagement, although his father, Mr. Osborne, has taken Mr. Sedley's fall from financial grace very badly. Now, if you'll excuse me.
By the by, I had no idea you were so musical, Captain Dobbin.
Me? Musical? I can no more play a piano than dance on the tightrope.
So the piano is not for your own personal use?
Why not? Well, yes, in a way. I just had a mind to buy it. It's a very fine piano. Goodbye, Mrs. Crawley, Captain Crawley.
Oh, it's as plain as a pikestaff.
What is?
He's bought the piano to give it back to Amelia.
Why'd the fella do that?
Because he's in love with her, of course. But the ninny will send it anonymously because he wouldn't want her to guess the truth. Because he's also devoted to dear George.
Look, I know you think I'm a fool, Becky.
A very handsome, delightful fool.
But Dobbin's got it wrong. George Osborne is bound to cry off the wedding now the family's smashed. How cut up will your pretty little friend be if that happens, Becky?
Oh, I dare say she'll recover from it.
And so they drive on and start to talk about something else. Amelia's father, John Sedley, is ruined. His friends and business associates desert him like the true inhabitants of Vanity Fair they are.
George, you know what I'm going to say to you?
Yes, sir.
The dishonest and shameful conduct of Sedley in the management of his affairs has justly ruined him. There can be no doubt that you must give up all contact with his daughter.
But Amelia, sir, is not...
Amelia, sir, is his daughter. And an artful and conniving young woman who's tried to worm her way into your affections and the family's fortune.
Sir, it was you who...
The connection is broken off forever. Forever! Do you hear? Well, of course, you'll need money, George, now you're made captain. Here, for your new clothes and the epaulettes. And to go out and enjoy yourself. After all, you may soon be on the march, I hear.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
For this is the month of March 1815. Napoleon has landed at Cannes, and Louis XVIII fled, and all Europe is in alarm. While Miss Amelia Sedley struggles to look after her ailing parents in their painfully reduced circumstances, and fears that George no longer cares for her as he once did. But then she receives an unexpected anonymous gift, the return of her very own piano.
Dear George.
What nonsense are you talking now?
George is so kind and so tactful. No note, nothing to say. This was his generous gift. But I know it was him, Father, and he still loves me.
Do you, Emmy? He's his father's son. When I think of all I did for Osborne. And now he shuns me. He knows he ought to help me. Friendship, honour, gratitude demand it. But instead, he's become my most savage and unyielding creditor.
But George isn't...
No power on earth would induce me to marry you to the son of such a villain. You must banish George from your mind.
Father, what are you asking of me?
I don't ask you to refuse the piano. But enough is enough. I want you to return all the presents and all the letters you've ever had from that young puppy.
Father!
Do as I say. Just do it, Emmy.
I will try, but I fear it will kill me to do it.
Don't be absurd.
Dearest George, My papa has ordered me to return to you these presents which you made to me in happier days, and I am to write to you for the last time. I know you feel the blow which has come upon us. I absolve you from an engagement which is impossible in our present misery. Oh. Oh.
What does she say?
She's sent back some things I gave her. Some damn trinkets. Seems it's all over.
Oh, but that's...
Good look, Will, you may read the note if you like. It says something at the end about playing upon my piano and how kind it was of me to send it. Not a damn clue what she's talking about.
Nor have I. But let me see what she says.
Of course, it is Captain Dobbin, Amelia's secret admirer, who has bought the piano for her, and Captain Dobbin, who has visited the Sedleys. And now it is Captain Dobbin who brings Amelia's note back to George.
There's no address. So where are they?
A small cottage off the Fulham Road. Amelia's brother Joss is supporting them.
Oh, no anxiety on that score, then. But how was she?
Oh, George, if you could have seen her when she handed that note over to me. She looked as if her heart was breaking.
Poor Emmy. I had no idea.
She loves you, George. I respect the two of you more than any two people in the world, and you were made for each other. How do you expect her to be?
I don't know. I suppose I thought she'd get over it. William, do you think I'm a terrible scoundrel in obeying my father and not going to see her? Oh, I can see the answer in your face.
Do you want me to talk to Mr. Sedley?
Will you?
Well, Captain Dobbin, this is to what I am reduced by way of an office. The Tapioca Coffee House in Coffin Court. What can I do for you?
I'm here on behalf...
Oh, no. First things first. You're a military man, so tell me, what's all this talk about Boney's return from Elba?
We're going to hunt Boney out, sir. The Duke of Wellington's in Belgium already, and we expect marching orders every day.
Well, give him no quarter. Shoot the coward down. I'd enlist myself, but I'm a broken old man, ruined by Boney and that swindling old thief Osborne, who rolls around in his carriage now.
It's from George Osborne that I bear a message, sir. The quarrel between you and his father has cut him up a great deal.
Oh, that's your errand, is it? He's as big a villain as his father.
Forgive me, sir, but it's my belief that you have not the power or the right to separate George and Amelia. And if you don't give your daughter your consent, it will be her duty to marry without it.
What?
The true duty of a father and a gentleman is to allow something to go ahead to which he has given his consent. Of course, if Mr. Osborne continues to
If he continues to oppose the match and they marry, then Osborne has either to accept my daughter as his or lose his son.
That was not exactly...
No, I understand. That's capital. Anything that pains Osborne is pleasure to me. Let the young man come.
And, as the result of Dobbin's gallant efforts, unacknowledged as ever, George Osborne is persuaded to visit Amelia once more, and she is happy and content again.
You should have seen her dress for court, Emmy. Her diamonds blazed out like Vauxhall Gardens on the night we were there. She had earrings like chandeliers. You might have lighted them up, by Jove.
And this is the heiress your father intends for you to marry.
Well, she's good-natured enough, but, you know, I don't care tuppence for her. I feel ashamed in my father's great stupid parties. I've been accustomed to live with gentlemen and men of fashion and...
And?
Well, dear little Emmy, you're the only person of our set who ever looked or thought or spoke like a lady. And you do it because you're an angel and can't help it.
George, don't be absurd. I'm
only... No. Don't remonstrate. It's clear to me, seeing you again, you are the only true lady.
But there matters might have rested forever, had it not been for the intervention of Mr. Osborne. and George's pride.
George, your sister informs me that you have visited Miss Sedley. How dare you?
Why shouldn't I visit her? I say she is the best, the kindest, the gentlest, the sweetest girl in England.
I ask you, how dare you?
Please, don't keep saying dare, sir. Dare isn't a word to be used to a captain in the British Army.
I shall say what I like to my son, sir. My father didn't give me the advantages you've had, nor the money you've had. But it wasn't considered the part of a gentleman in my time for a man to insult his father.
I'm not insulting you, sir. I'm simply asking you to remember I'm a man of my word.
Well, I wish you'd remember other things as well, sir. For so long as you choose to honour us with your company, Captain, I'm the master, and the name of Miss Sedley, or any of the damn lot of them, shall not...
Our family has done her quite enough injury already, and may leave off reviling her now she's down. I'll shoot any man but you who says a word against her.
Go on, sir, go on.
Who told me to love Amelia in the first place? It was your doing. And now that her heart's mine, you give me orders to fling it away and punish her and... kill her, perhaps, for the faults of other people.
I'm not going to have any of this damn sentimental nonsense and humbug here. There'll be no beggar marriages in my family. Will you do as I tell you once and for all, or will you not?
I'll do what I please.
George! George!
George, what's the matter? What's happened?
Damn him, Will. Damn him! I'll marry her tomorrow.
And so one gusty, raw day at the end of April, that Don Juan of the regiment, Captain George Osborne, marries Amelia Sedley. William Dobbin is best man, and Joseph Sedley, fatter and more splendidly dressed than ever before, comes to town especially.
God bless you, Dobbin.
God bless you both.
Come down to Brighton as soon as you can.
I will, once I've settled your business here and spoken to your father.
I'm relying on you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Captain.
Captain Dobbin has no heart to go a-feasting with Jos Sedley. After all his efforts, it is all over. He thanks God they are finally married and happy. But never since he was a boy has he felt so miserable and lonely. The newlyweds, meanwhile, speed to Brighton. And who do they meet in the street there?
Amelia? Dear Amelia!
Rebecca!
Oh, I'd have known you anywhere.
And here is George. We're married.
My goodness. Who'd have thought it after all that's happened? My congratulations to both of you.
Mrs. Crawley?
You know, Captain, I do believe I owe you an apology. I was very rude to you at Miss Crawley's when we last met. I do hope you'll forgive me.
Of course he does. Don't you, George?
Indeed. Especially since we're all married folk now. Where is Captain Crawley, by the way?
He's on a surveillance mission. His aunt has come down here for her health. She's still refusing to see Rawdon, but we live in hope. And how about you? What does Mr. Osborne think to the wedding?
We live in hope, too.
Mr. Osborne, I have been at the Horse Guards this morning, and there's no doubt that our regiment will be ordered abroad and on its way to Belgium before the week is over. And you know, sir, that we shan't be home again before a tussle which may prove fatal to many of us.
The regiment will do its duty, I dare say. I suppose no Briton's afraid of any damned Frenchman, eh?
No, sir, of course not. I only mean that if there are any differences between you and George, it would be as well, just in case something happened to him, that the two of you should shake hands.
You're a good fellow, William. And we shouldn't part in anger, that's true. I've only his good at heart, and if he's prepared to change his tune, then I'll not be harsh upon him. Forget and forgive is what I say.
I'm afraid there is more, sir.
Oh?
It concerns a certain engagement into which your son had previously entered.
Well, surely you don't mean that swindling old bankrupt's out for a little daughter?
Sir, no man shall abuse that lady in my hearing. And if you knew, you would not say such things.
What the devil do you mean?
Mr. Osborne, you are insulting the best creature in the world. You had best spare her, sir, because she is your son's wife.
What?
They were married 5 days ago.
He has disobeyed my strictest orders. No!
He goes abroad.
There can be no going back now. This is beyond forgiveness. Tell him, I no longer have a son.
Sir, consider...
No, he is utterly disinherited. His name is erased from the family Bible. Tell him, live or die, I never want his name spoken to me again. Ever. Ever!